Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are as excited about this game as I am. This is game number 15 of the 2018 MRDA Championships. I'm Rippy Longstocking.
I'm Bobby Narco. This is going to be an excellent matchup, but we're told it's between ketchup and mustard. We have red and yellow. Texas Men Roller Derby Outlaws in the ketchup, and Magic City Misfits out of Jacksonville in the mustard.
Yes. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about who's going to be on the team Outlaws. That's Texas. Number 33, Wolfgang. Number 126, Lambo Arfides. Number 151, The Enabler. Number 1962, Bruce Banner. Number 20, Jones. Number 28, Dr. Feelgood. Number 4, Tip. Number 448, Pound Town. Number 505, Side of Sausage. Number 512, Princess. Number 56, Danger Zone. Number 619, Aquadan. Number 86, Buster. And number 9, Rhino. Coached today by Great Wall of Gina and Hannah Barbaric.
They come in the number 7th seed. They have a 5-5 record this year. They beat They beat Denver on Friday night, then lost to Bridgetown on Friday night. Now for Magic City going to be skating in the mustard color outfits. Number 10 is Rolomite. Number 111 is Milo Garcia. Number 12 is Becker. Number 130, Kurt Copain. Number 151, Mister. Number 19 is Streak. Number 21, Kendall Smash. Number 22 is On Point. Number 23, Go So Hard. Number 27, Bratz. Number 3, B.A. Allman. Number 37 is Beastie. Number 44 is Chef. Number 515, that's Just Mike. Number 69, Christopher Harrell. And number 8 is Icky. Now, that's the skater's name. Number 8 is not Icky. The skater's name is Icky. Coaches for the Magic City Misfits are Snot Rocket Science, Slaytoven, dun 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 dun, and Tankar Bell, along with Christina Harrell. They come in with a 3-4 record. What'd they do in this tournament?
So they played also 2 games on Friday. They beat Philadelphia and lost to St. Louis, and so that puts them here today.
So this, by the time slot and the way the teams are ranked, could be construed as the 7th and 8th bout. Biggie Talls points out that we would have to play more games to sort out 5, 6, and 7, and 8. So, but we can, for all intents and purposes, it feels like the game between 7th and 8th place. It
does. Now, on the jam line, you have Dr. Feelgood wearing the star for Texas and Rolomite wearing the star for the Misfits.
We're going to see a lot of them if past is any precedent.
Yes, indeed. These are names that you probably know. And it's Dr. Feelgood out as lead jammer.
Ketchup getting first blood.
Da-dun-da. So Rolomite also out of the pack. Now eligible to put points on the board. Dr. Feelgood through the pack, calls it off.
Yep, goes hurtling through the air and from the ground, or maybe even from midair, able to call off the jam. But 4 points on the board, first lead change, high scoring jam. Here in jam number 1, as is usually the case.
It is usually the way.
Although,
well, I don't know.
We have had some 0-0s
right.
jams to start the game. They are rare. Who's out on the jammer line right now, Ribby?
So for sure, I cannot see really well from here.
Okay. Something
they're all
ending
down.
In a 7. The mustard ends in a 7.
We are in front of the whole pack. So the Enabler for sure, and I think that's Bratz.
Bratz, yeah. Yes. Bratz is the one that ended at 7, number 27.
So sorry about that, folks. We are in front of the jammer line, so we can't always see the jammers as they crouch down, preparing to spring forth.
We got a jammer penalty. It is a forearm, so it is a power jam for Texas.
So that's Bratz hanging out in the penalty box.
Lead is still open.
Enabler does pick up lead. Yeah, it looks like was able to get around there. I'm not sure your camera angle was on him when he did that, but did stand up and pick up lead as that other blocker went into the infield. The Enabler picks up the points, calls off the jam, leaves Bratz in the penalty box.
So a power start for the Outlaws heading into the next set of whistles. I want to take us through our non-skating officials. We have Andy Oakley, Galvatron, Kami, Kelsey Grammer, Tuck and Roll, Bunny Wrench, Chloroform Cupcakes, D. Molly Sure, Extra Crisp, and our head NSO for this game is Mortricia. We'll take you through the referees after the next set of whistles. Out on the jammer line, the only jammer on the 5-stride jammer line. Who's that?
That's Danger Zone.
Gonna take you right in.
Danger Zone, also a name that we've heard quite a bit so far this tournament. Now again, Bratz was in the penalty box, brings out, running up against a little Jones defense.
Track cut coming in. Oh, and it's on the red jammer.
Oh, it's on danger zone. So lead is eligible for Bratz to pick up if Bratz can work through that really tough defense.
Also a little bit of relish out there with the ketchup and mustard.
Yes, indeed.
All we need is a hot dog. And some of these jammers are hot dogs. We got a low block coming in. That's number 125, the red pivot.
So Bratz got through the pack but did not pass everyone up right and legally. So
Lambo Arfides is the pivot that picked up the low block, number 126.
So we'll run this jam out for the remaining minute. It's danger zone. Run out of bounds there on the straightaway. Picks himself up. Comes around the track. Bratz picks up 4 there on that pass. We're at 9-9 currently, so Bratz has brought Magic City up to an even score.
Illegal contact is the call on number 44, Chef.
Oh, my goodness.
Now a call on number 505, that side of Sausage. Headed to the Rydell penalty box. Each team now with 1 blocker. We have 4 on 4. 64 wheels are blazing out there.
Danger zone through the pack, picks up 4, and Bratz on that pass picks up 3. So ultimately, Magic City sort of winning, I guess, that jam.
Yeah, make it a
12-5.
2-point game. Their first points of the game. And the highest individual jam of the game. Oh, it looks like, yeah. Only a single-point game.
So a big pileup of bodies there for Magic City. It's Kendall Smash wearing the star.
And picking up lead jam also.
And that's Dr. Feelgood with the star for Texas.
Track cut penalty on the pivot for...
Oh, my goodness. That. Dr. Feelgood. Very famous for those little jumps.
Feeling good about that pass.
I say little. They're not really that little, the jumps.
We have a lead change. No, not a lead change. I misspoke.
So Texas, yeah, Dr. Feelgood was able to pick up all 4 points on that pass. So even though Magic slipped through, or Kendall Smash was able to slip through for 2, Dr. Feelgood picking up the full 4.
You want to take us through our referees?
Sure. We have Kieran Duncan, MC Ninja, Kat Alkilsum, Ninja Sassum, Mary Chaos, Just Dylan, Lord Lexhawk, and Wifo.
Low block penalty coming in. Our jammers are the enabler and on point. The enabler picking up lead jam for Texas.
So the enabler, again, another name. We've got several jammers out here that are well known at this tournament so far. The enabler picking up the points, 5 points on that last pass, and now picks up a cut track. And this will be a power jam in favor of On Point.
And our 2-minute jam, the enabler did have lead, so lead is lost. This jam will go the full 2 minutes. 40% of our jams this game have gone 2 minutes. 2 of the 5.
Yeah. So everybody lining up ready. The Misfits ready to run a little interference here. They do pick off a couple, and On Point able to make it through. Picks up 5 on that pass. Rydell penalty box now being cleared out of all players.
Jones is having a great tournament. If I had to vote for the
Seriously,
there's a Team Spirit Award. Jones would be my candidate for the Team Spirit Award. Always a smile on her face. Just glad to be out there. Great sportsmanship to the other team.
but also willing to hit people.
Oh, yeah.
Quite hard.
And celebrates her own victories. When
Yes.
she does something well, she lets the crowd know, and she
Right.
celebrates for it. But she also celebrates the good skating on both
Right.
teams. A great choice. For if I had a vote, my vote for the Sportsmanship Award would go to Jones.
Would certainly
Get a
go to Jones.
multiplayer block, sending one of the Magic City skaters to the penalty box. So now 2 blockers in the
Wow.
penalty box as that jam comes to a close. Let's do the points. 9 points for Texas. That is their highest
Nope.
individual
They
jam of the
just
game.
added some. I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Oh, yeah.
Bobby. They just interrupted there.
Baker's
added some
dozen
more.
for each team.
Yes.
So that is the highest jam for both teams and the highest combined scoring jam if it's the highest jam for both teams. 26 points on the board. And we do have a lead. No, still not
No,
looking for
still-
Wait
it's-
for it, Bobby.
He's waiting. He is ready for you guys to play your lead change games.
Ye lead change games. Who's out there jamming? Take us through it.
Lambert Arfides is wearing the star for Texas, and Streak has on the star for the Misfits.
All right. Misfits so far with a 5-jammer rotation. Texas has 4 jammers, although they've been mostly writing 3.
Now,
Track got called
Oh.
on Lambeau.
Now Streak has the lead jammer status, and you only see 2 red shirts out there on the track, and so Streak makes it through easily for 5 on that pass. Oh, on the inside, but stepped into the infield.
Forearm penalty coming in. Who's leaving on the forearm? That is number 512.
They're made up.
Princess.
Yeah, just barely enough room in the right penalty box. They're going to have to stand. Yeah, some people standing up. So we've got 1 blocker on the track for Texas.
Army of 1. That's number 448. Pound Town. Couldn't pick a better Army of 1. And now
Whoa,
Pound Town.
Pound Town.
Somebody's got to be
Now-
on the track so you get
Yeah.
points.
Well, somebody's got to be.
There's got to be one to
get all
pass
of
to
the
get all the
points.
box points. Would you pass the box, I guess?
The
I don't know.
box. The box is too full. There are no more bodies can
But
fit
there
into
was
the
no
box.
room
There
at the
was
end.
no more
It was the
room.
miracle.
If you don't have a chair, I'm sorry. You
The
can't
miracle of
report to the
Jam
box.
6. And so they had to journey to another place.
Yes. So Lambert Arfides is out of the box now.
19 points and counting. Highest jam of the game. Big hit. And 505 reporting to the penalty box on that side of sausage.
So Streak calls it off. I don't think Lambeau Arfides was. Oh no, was able to pick up 4.
Hey, guess what? You know what
Now
I've been.
you've been waiting to say this,
why,
Bobby.
why don't you say it?
No, you've been waiting to say it this whole
We have a lead
time.
change.
There you go.
During this lead change, let's give a shout out to our Lane County Concussion Roller Derby production crew. We got their names there. You want to take us through it? Yeah, that piece of paper to your left hand. Put
Right
your left hand
here.
down.
Right here beside my left hand. It is Grimes, Louie, Mega Pickle, Craft Beard, Packet Racer, Dropkick Daisy, Photobomb, Dr. Multiclass PhD, and Goldie. We certainly appreciate their help because they have so much expertise that we do not.
That 23-point jam represents 46% of Magic City's score. Easy math. 23
I like
times
it.
2 is 46.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
We have a stoppage of play. It is a team timeout by Texas, the Outlaws. Like to give a big shout out to all the people in Jacksonville who might be watching this broadcast. Jacksonville, a hotbed of roller derby. Here's a big old Duval for y'all.
That's so nice.
And now, who do we have out on the jammer line?
That's number 10, Rolomite, wearing the star for Magic City, and number 28, Dr. Feelgood, wearing the star for the Outlaws. But it's Rolomite that's out first and picks up lead jammer.
Rematch of jam number 1, but with opposite results.
They are both really strong jammers and very agile and dexterous, I guess, jammers. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them squaring off back and forth about leads as they go through this game.
Magic City working mostly a 5-jammer rotation. Texas working mostly a 3-jammer rotation. So they aren't going to match up every time, but they will match up plenty. Magic City losing a skater to the penalty box. Points on the board for Magic City extending that lead.
Did shut out Dr. Feelgood, which is an event in and of itself. I do want to point out that really early in this game so far, Side of Sausage, who Plays some good defense out there. Already sitting on 4 penalties for Texas.
And Magic City has one skater with 3 penalties. That's
so
number 3, B.A. Allman.
So yeah, this is super early in the game to be sitting on that many penalties.
3 lead jams in a row, and 4 of the last 5 have gone to Magic City as Kendall Smash picks up lead jam there. The enabler on the line for the Outlaws, and the jam is called. Oh, everybody okay? Yeah, everybody's all right.
It looked like a big pile up there, but everybody is up and skating off on their own devices, and that always makes us feel really good.
It is a comfort to have our medical staff here. Our medical staff from the first 2 games included actually the founder of the Apex Wellness Center. So they are here on premises offering free massages and chiropractic to anybody who needs it, really. You don't have to be a skater. Those are mostly the people who are taking advantage of it. So Apex Wellness Center, a proud sponsor of the 2018 Men's Roller Derby World Cup, Championship.
Championship, that's okay.
Oh.
Bobby has been all over the world so far, and we'll let him slip up once in a while.
Thank you. Directional play coming in on number 151 on the yellow team. That's Mr. Lead Jam has gone to the red team. That is Danger Zone.
And Rolomite, Rolomite's got the star in his hand, and so he is playing defense.
Oh, the Brits got to you.
Does pop him out of bounds, and so Danger Zone's just like, I'm not going to run.
There are worse things in the world than saying defense.
I know, right?
It's a legitimate pronunciation of the word. You don't have to say defense.
It was in that sentence and the context.
It's defensible, you could say.
It is. It is defensible. Defense.
It's defensible. All right, 34-62 is the score on the board. 16 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the game. 3 points on the board for that last set of whistles. It is 34-62 heading into jam number 9. Who are the jammers?
That's Bratz. Really quickly
picking
out
up
of
a
the
track
pack,
cut.
but does pick up a track cut instead of that lead jam whistle. This is Dr. Feelgood, already out of the pack. Now, there are 2 blockers for the Misfits on the track right now, but Dr. Feelgood is experiencing a little bit of trouble there, but does make it through for the 5.
So 2 lead jams in a row now for Texas. Only the second power jam for Texas. The first came in jam number 2. Both power jams have come at the expense of Bratz.
So here comes Bratz out of the penalty box, engaging with that defense.
Forearm penalty on number 12, Becker. Heading to the Rydell penalty box. Multiplayer block coming in now. Who's leaving on the multiplayer? That's number 619, Aquadan, to the Rydell penalty box. And now ketchup and mustard in the penalty box. Someone get me a hot dog.
You're making me hungry, Bobby. Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood's the hot dog.
Yes.
Dr. Feelgood photobombing a couple interviews this weekend. Truly a hot dog out there on the track. And a superstar. Really good part of the sport. We've got a star pass on the track. First star pass of the game. That goes to number 130 on the mustard team.
That's
Kurt Copain.
So at the back of his jersey says Childs. And, you know, we've seen this a lot. You know, people will put their actual names rather than their derby names. But on our little roster here, we have Kurt Copain.
Look at all those red points on the board.
Wow. 18-point jam. So 4 put on the board from Magic City. But that lead just got a lot shorter. 14 points to be exact. 14 points shorter. So it looks like we're just having a little conversation here with some of the officials, just checking everything out. Now you're getting a look at all of our people in the audience today. Everybody out here to watch Derby. We wish you were here as well. If you can't be here in the venue, you might as well be watching the stream.
Stands starting to fill up. I got to say, for the first couple games this morning, the dais had more people on it than the stands did. But now that the tournament is progressing and it's really coming down to it, the stands are starting to fill up. Who's jamming for us now?
That's 21 Kendall Smash, smashing around the front of the pack, but it is the Enabler wearing the star for Texas that comes out as lead.
That is 3 lead jams in a row for Texas. Both teams sending a skater to the Rydell penalty box now, so 64 wheels ablazing on the track.
The Enabler through on the inside lane, calling it off. Not sure. No, the jam ref says no. So Kendall Smash unable to pick up a point on that one.
Hey, it's only a 10-point game.
But 4 points awarded to Texas.
Only 10 points separating these two teams. Texas had led early, then in jam number 6, Magic City took over the lead.
Getting a good look at the Rydell penalty box there. You'll see a blocker apiece. So we'll start out even here. Streak wearing the star for Magic City, and Danger Zone wearing the star for Texas, and it's Streak. Streaking through the pack, making lead jammer.
Whistle coming in, and it's on the Texas jammer.
Oh.
It is a forearm.
So Danger Zone will head off to the Rydell penalty box, and that gives a power jam and control of the track to Streak and Magic City.
Breaks up a 3 lead jam streak that Texas had been on. Misfits and Outlaws out there. Nothing but Misfits and Outlaws on the track.
It is.
At least we got those hooligans off the track.
Yeah, they played a little earlier. They were on the track a little earlier.
Did really well against the Denver ground control.
Yes. So Streak kind of leaning in there, picking up 3, calling off the jam.
Excuse me, the Denver Bruising Altitude. My apologies. Denver Bruising Altitude.
You know, I didn't even catch.
But that was a different game.
Yes, it was.
Meanwhile, here in game number 15, we're at jam number 13, a 13-point jam.
And we're just under 12 minutes left, and this is the first half of this game between the Magic City Misfits, and they are in the yellow with the green accents, and Texas Men's Roller Derby Outlaws, red with the white lettering but black, mostly pants.
Yeah, we got ketchup and mayo and mustard and relish.
So that's Rollamite out with lead jammer. Danger Zone has popped out of the box, engaging with the pack, doing a little spin in the front of the pack there. Oh, you just missed that.
Track cut.
Beautiful move.
Track cut's on yellow 14. I don't have a yellow 14. Anyway, it's a misfit in the penalty box on a track cut. So 2 blockers in the box for Magic City. 1 blocker in the box for the Outlaws. Points going on the board for both teams. Lead is established, but Rollamite, with the team enjoying the lead, wants to get everybody out of the penalty box, wants to kill that penalty. But another penalty coming in. This one's on Texas.
So Rollamite was going to call it off and did not, and so puts another 4 points on the board.
Yeah, I think that penalty, that whistle we heard, that penalty was waved off because no one was reporting, and nobody's making a big deal out of it. So might have been an aberrant whistle I heard, or maybe I'm just hearing things.
Or it could, yeah. I think we just had a little discussion there with some of the officials.
Those 8 points put up by Texas represents 1/8 of their score. The 11 points put up by Magic City, almost 1/8 of their score.
And we're ticking down to 10 minutes left in the first half of this game.
Dr. Feelgood on the line for the Outlaws. Kendall Smash on the line for the Misfits. And that is Dr. Feelgood picking up lead jam for Texas. Mustard and Mayo in the lead. About 5 strides behind. We have number 21, Kendall Smash.
Smash, yeah. Making it around. Not yet. Was able to slip past one person there.
Bad sneaky point.
Yes.
3 for Red brings them up to 67. 1 for Magic City brings them to 91. Both teams scoring often. There are, let's see, Texas has been held scoreless 1, 2, 3 jams. Magic City's been held scoreless 1, 2, also 3 jams. So most jams, both teams putting points on the board, as happened at the last set of whistles. Who's out on the line right now, Rippy?
It's 151, the Enabler, wearing the star for Texas, and number 22 on point, wearing the star for the Misfits. But it's the Enabler, again, making it out of the pack. Been very effective so far against this defense.
Only the second jam for On Point. On Point was in part of that 2-minute jam in jam number 5, and 0 for 2 on the jammer line.
5 picked up there by the Enabler, but On Point is out of the pack, eligible to put points on the board, so the Enabler will call it off.
Texas losing 1 to the Rydell penalty box right before that final whistle blew. 8 points on the board for Texas, puts them at 75.
So that was Pound Town, giving Pound Town 3 penalties. That is, Pound Town is a very noticeable presence on the track, and so
good hits, hard hits, but it will draw attention to
right,
you, and a large stature.
Yeah, and we want him out there, right? So if you're on that team, you want him on the track.
Both teams have skaters with 4 penalties.
Yes, so that's 151 Mister picking up the 4th also. So we have 1 player apiece with 4. That's 505 Side of Sausage and number 151 Mister. They both have 4. So they'll just have to keep a lid on that as we tick down to 7.5 minutes.
So we got a miss, a low block. Low block is the call on the Texas jammer. So lead jam is open and goes to Rolomite. Texas Jammers Lambo Arfides. Apparently, if you mention the Hulk, he will go crazy. Nice apex leap.
Wonderful.
Apex leap brought to you by Apex Wellness Center.
That was really beautiful. Just a gazelle-like leap.
Yeah, very fluid.
Turn number 2.
Tremendously athletic.
Just.
Is that the one who says in their notes that they do ballroom dancing?
You know, I do not have my notes here,
but
I feel like
it should be, right?
That should
if it
be
isn't,
the
it should
person.
be.
That should be the person that does ballroom dancing.
No, that's Pound Town. Pound Town did
You're
tap
kidding.
and ballet for 10 years.
I'm telling you, dancing would be a good complement to Derby. Keeping your balance.
8 points from Magic City. They are knocking on the door of the century mark. Roughly a 4-3 margin. 99-75, 6 minutes and change left to play in the game. If you are just tuning in, this is a great matchup between Texas men's roller derby Outlaws and the Magic City Misfits. I'm Bobby Narco.
I'm Rippy Longstocking.
And this is the 2018 MRDA Championships, what appears to be the 7th and 8th versus game featuring the 7th and 8th seeds. Who's jamming and what's going on the track, Rippy?
So Dr. Feelgood making it through the pack very quickly, picks up lead jammer for Texas. That's the Streak wearing the star for the Misfits, did stash the star, but saw that open lane on the outside and took it. Is also through the pack and eligible to put points on the board.
Streak 2 for 3 on the jammer line. Only the 3rd appearance on the jammer line for Streak. Had lead the first 2 times, so only first time that Streak has not picked up lead out there. We're going to get up over that century mark, aren't we?
2 extra points put up by Texas. They held Magic City to
no, we're
0,
not.
so we will not.
I put my 2 in the wrong column.
So
Easy,
Texas winds up with 7 total on that jam. So 82 points to Magic City's 99.
Even closer, 17-point game.
Yeah, we're under 5.5 minutes left in the first half.
Heading into jam number 18, our jammers are the Enabler and Kendall Smash.
Kendall Smash makes it out. Somehow the Misfits have figured out how to hang on to the Enabler. Kendall Smash making a spin move, but sees the Enabler coming in really quickly. Calls it off. Smart move.
Kendall Smash 3 for 5 out of the jammer line this half.
So 2 points picked up by Magic City on
And
that one, so they do go over that
there's
century
that
mark.
century mark. I thought we might have had a stoppage of play, but skaters are just very quietly gathering themselves for the next set of whistles. Here we go.
So I'm going to say that's Bratz. Yes, that's Brat facing off against Lambo Arfides. As I said, for those of you watching at home, we're behind of a lot of electrical equipment and things like that. So, and when the jammers crouch down really low. Oh no, a high block
on
assessed to Lambo Arfides.
Lambo, yeah.
So that will send Lambo to the box.
So both of these jammers jam fairly regularly for their team, but that was the first time they squared off against each other this half.
So Bratz into the pack, does get driven into the infield. And Bruce Banner will have a seat in the right ale penalty box, and that's Bratz out of the pack, picking up lead for Magic City.
2 in a row for Magic City. We've only had one jam with no lead. That was back in jam number 3. We've only had one scoreless jam. That was back in jam number 9.
Oh, good defensive work there.
2 5-minute jams were jams number 3 and 5. We're about 3 minutes left to play in the game. There was 3 points on the board. Makes it 104-82.
In the half. So, unfortunately, that was the 4th penalty called on Lambo Arfides. So that puts 2 players on Texas roster now in penalty, not danger, but just like awareness.
On watch, yeah, penalty watch.
Severe.
They've gone from
awareness.
code yellow to code tangerine.
Yes.
Out on the jammer line now, Dr. Feelgood going up against Kendall Smash. Not the first time these two have matched up.
Nope.
Blocking with the head is the call on the pivot. Lead jam goes to Kendall Smash.
Kendall Smash leaping on the inside of Jones, which was a risky move, but he landed it this time.
Only 2 jams ago, Kendall Smash also picked up lead jam. Magic City is on a 3 lead jam streak.
Texas doing some good work out there, but needs they need to close that gap a little bit quicker.
Yeah, they come back, and then Magic City pulls away.
So they need to keep it a little more consistent. And again, as I said, they've got two players with 4 penalties. Now Magic City has 2 players with 4 penalties.
Only our second scoreless jam of the game. And now we have Danger Zone up against Rolomite. And Rolomite picking up lead. That's 4 leads in a row for Magic City. Magic City losing a blocker to the penalty box. Did you see the call?
I did
2
not.
blockers.
2 blockers.
Only one blocker left on the track. That is number 151. An army of 1 is Mr.
Unable to stop Danger Zone coming through, but here comes a couple of other.
So a multiplayer block.
Yeah.
No, it couldn't have been on Mr. because there's no teammates to multiplayer with.
Oh, nice little leap there by Danger Zone, but does get cut off by Becker.
Good block, yeah, by Becker, the pivot there. Out of position, maybe failure to reform is the call on number 512, Princess.
So now Side of Sausage out there trying to hang on to Rolomite. So it's a reversal, right? Completely of fortunes here. Rhino coming into the pack to try to help out a little bit. Rolomite through. For an additional 5. Danger Zone almost through, but does let that toe stop slide over the edge.
Star pass. First for catch-up. And that goes to 448 Pound Town.
Pound Town. As
goes
I said,
downtown.
Very, very talented person out there, sitting on 4 penalties.
Tap
really
and ballet background.
Wants to be. And you can see it out there, right? Like you can see the moves.
I was surprised that it wasn't somebody else, but when we looked it up, I'm not surprised now. Not looking at it, you could see that dexterity, that agility, the grace, really.
Yeah.
All right, halftime unofficially. Each team has about 30 seconds to make an official review, but 11 points showing on that set of whistles for Texas brings them up to 93. 27 points. That is the highest individual jam of the game. Brings Magic City, the Misfits, up to 131. So great way to go into halftime if you are Rolomite and the Magic City Misfits. Why don't you go get yourself something to eat, something to drink,
Yeah.
whatever time of day it is in the part of the globe you're at. We are
Yes.
pleased to be bringing you the 2018 Men's Roller Derby Association World Championship. I'm Bobby Narco.
I'm Rippy Longstocking.
Come on back in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to the 2018 Men's Roller Derby Association Championship. This is a battle between ketchup and mustard. I think you were able to see that on the scoreboard if you were watching on halftime. We are having a lot of fun here at the championships. I'm Bobby Narco.
I'm Rippy Longstocking.
Got some statistics for you from the first half in terms of lead jammer. Texas had 9 lead jams. Magic City had lead jammer 11 times. There was one jam with no lead. That was in jam number 3. In terms of pivot passes, each team had 1. In the final jam, Texas passed to number 448, Pound Town, our dancer. And in jam number 10, Magic City passed the star to number 30, Kurt Copain. Here's the real tale of the game, I think. It's jammer penalties. Texas jammers have gone to the penalty box 6 times. Magic City jammers have only gone to the penalty box twice. There have been 2 jams without scores. Those were jams number 9 and jams number 20. There were 2 2-minute jams. Those were jams number 3 and 5. The highest individual jam for Texas was 18 points put on the board in jam 10 by Dr. Feelgood, and the highest jam of the game, the very last jam of the first half, 27 points were put on the board by number 10, Rolomite. So 27 points leading all scores. You want to take us through the fouls there, Rippy?
So we're getting ready to start this, so I just wanted to put Texas up there to show you, while you were talking there, Bobby, about the different penalties that the jammers have had. And so you saw Lambo Arfides, the enabler, and even Danger Zone having significant penalties, not huge numbers, they're not in danger, but just having enough penalties to be concerned here. Putting jammers in the box keeps you from putting points on the board. So that is something they need to just keep an eye on.
So the jam is called. No points either side. Jam, I believe, had gone to Texas?
So yeah, what happened there while I was talking about penalties was Dr. Feelgood popped out of the pack, picked up lead, but was driven out of bounds.
Okay.
Just driven hard out of bounds. Recycled back, and then Rolomite out of the pack, and then Dr. Feelgood's like, well, I just need to go ahead and call this, which is a smart move.
So first scoreless jam of the half and third scoreless jam of the game.
Mm-hmm. So Kendall Smash facing off against Danger Zone on the 5-stride jam line. Rydell penalty box empty. Oh, my goodness. So that, yeah, a little confusion there, but that was Danger Zone picking up a cut track. So he will head to the penalty box.
And this will be a 2-minute jam because there was no lead jammer status called on that initial pass for Kendall Smash.
And as we said, Danger Zone, that was Danger Zone's 3rd. So we were talking about jammer penalties, and that is the story of this game, really. One of the stories of this game. So Kendall Smash through the pack, picks up 5. Danger Zone now out of the Rydell penalty box, engaging with the pack. This should be Danger Zone's initial pass, I believe, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Yes, the illegal contact penalty was picked up on the initial, so it has to complete the initial. Unless we're both wrong. I've been wrong before. I will be wrong again.
Yes, it's like a human condition. We have those. Just a big bunch of red shirts right here, keeping Kendall Smash in the...
Oh, fancy footwork. Tiptoeing
nice.
Around the outside line like a Walenda on a tightrope, picking up 4 points.
Where do you get these things?
Start pass for the red team. That is number 86 now, jamming for Team Ketchup.
Buster gets a little a little tap into the infield and gets recycled back. Kendall Smash calling it off with 18 points on the board. Now, Texas is able to pick up 2 on that.
Yep, brings them to 95, and Misfits sitting on 149.
So we do have some medical professionals visiting one of our players on the track. So while that is happening, you know what? I'm going to put these penalties up.
And while we're taking a look at those penalties, I want to thank some of our sponsors. Speaking of the medicals out there, the medical staff, some of the medical staff have been provided by Apex Wellness Center. Jump on over to Apex. They offer chiropractic, massage, and acupuncture to help get you back on track. They are located in Portland, Oregon. So if you're in the Pacific Northwest and you want integrated healthcare at its peak, visit Apex Wellness Center. Also like to shout out Rydell Skates for sponsoring the 2018 Men's Roller Derby Association Championships. Rydell Skates also a proud sponsor of our penalty box. Five Stride Skate Shop in Portland, Oregon, and on the internet is the sponsor of the Jammer line. Much love to Five Stride Skate Shop. See Bonnie and OMG for all your needs. We'd also like to thank Apex Wellness Center. Also sponsored the team benches. The pivot line has been sponsored by Vault 31. Vault 31 is a bar opening up in Vancouver, Washington early next year. Let Vault 31 be your destination for roller derby watch parties, esports, music, and more. You can find them at vault31.bar for vault31bar.com for more information, or find Vault 31 on Facebook, give the page a like, and you will be updated on events. That is Vault 31, and if you are in the Pacific Northwest looking for a great place to have a watch party, go to Vault
Yes.
31.
Yeah. So I gave you a good long look at Texas, the penalties for Texas. So let's see if I can get magic up here. I can. So you can see here.
Ooh, you did magic there.
Magic.
Computer magic. Got you magic.
So you can see here, Magic City only has a couple of people with 4. They've spread out the penalties more.
Yep. 3
And
threes.
So, you know.
Everyone's 3 with none. 3
Yeah.
skaters with none.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
4, yeah.
5.
5.
Yeah, so they're doing a better job of just, keeping it clean and
Yeah.
little penalties here and there. That's going to happen in a game, but I think the jammer penalties, as you were saying, as we came in from the half, is the real story.
Yeah, look,
here.
Rolomite, no penalties.
Yes.
All the key jammers. Only 2 jammer penalties from the
Right.
first half.
Yes. So really that's going to be the story here. I think how much time Texas has jammers in the box.
I don't know if you noticed during the come in and come out segments the fancy patch that's on my blazer. That was put on by Left Turn Clothing. They are here at the venue. They are a proud sponsor of this tournament. They have athletic apparel for women and men. Left Turn Clothing. They're doing all the tournament merchandise here, and of course they have their full line of outstanding products. So thank you so much to Left Turn Clothing. And also want to thank Umpqua Bank. Umpqua Bank put together the program advertisements. So our program ads are sponsored by Umpqua Bank, and we are very thankful. We got some great tournament officials. Do you have a copy of the program there? We got the tournament head officials. I'll go get us one.
Okay. Go get us that program. But I just want to just remind everybody, if you're just tuning in, we are having some medical professionals take a look at one of the skaters on the track right now. And this is the game number 15 of the 2018 MRDA champs. This is between the Magic City Misfits and the Texas Men's Outlaws. And we're just waiting for everybody to take good care of our players as they are on the track. We know as you come into a championship, your adrenaline's high, you're ready to put everything you have into the game, and so we want to make sure that everybody does this safely. And we have some really great medical professionals with us here in the venue who can take a look at everybody and make sure they're all right.
Yeah, everybody here is top notch. We have the best of the best here at the championships.
absolutely.
The officiating has been fantastic. I'm going to go through the officials. Our tournament head ref is Ogur. Our tournament co-head NSOs are Butt Force Trauma and Dragon Harass. And our games tournament official is Locomotive. And then we have a bunch of referees here, and they've all been doing a fantastic job, referees and officials. Bambi Lance, Umpire Strikes Back, Kurt So Good, Rockstar, Ria Culpa, Shorty, Il Presidente, Lobo Cop, Tenacious D Cup, Tumble Tina, 9 Inch Wheels, India Pale Al, D Baggins, Bola Constrictor, Amy Farrell Fowler, Reedy Rules, Justice Deliverer, Push Up Zebra, Kami, Darth Bling, Nitsugi, Doesn't Matter, All in Your Grill, Robin You Blind, PK Biddy, Captain Dantastic, Dilly Gaff, Cairo Fracture, Melotrauma, Jack Attack, Zoonotic, William Moore, Crystal Vice, Goldie Gloves, Snippy Snap, Margie Ram, Lady Sharknago, Ninja Sassum, Kieran Duncan, Cataclysm, MC Ninja, Wifo, Justin Dillon, Mary Chaos, Lord Lexalt, Mortricia, Andy Oakley, Galvatron, Flourish and Blocks, Kelsey Grammer, Supergirl, D. Molly Schur, Extra Crisp, Bunny Wrench, Tuck and Roll, and Chloroform Cupcakes. Cupcakes, a sometime announcer as well.
Indeed.
Part of the announcing fraternity. And that round of applause you heard is for the skater getting up and being attended to by the medics. We are still in an official timeout situation because we have to have medics available to attend. We can't start should something else come to the and need medical attention.
So, the medical officials will absolutely continue to attend to the player down was danger zone, and that's an important point for Texas because danger zone has been a wonderful jammer on the track and has done some good work for the team, and so certainly this will be something that Texas will notice. Say.
Danger Zone was out on the jammer line. Let's see, 0 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for 3. He was 1 for 4 on the jammer line, but four times out on the jammer line for Texas. So part of their rotation taken out of their arsenal, at least for the time being. Hopefully he'll be back.
It looks like everybody was allowing the skaters to just warm up a little bit more, getting back into the swing of things here after a fairly long timeout. But no problem, we'll take as much time as needed.
Yeah, well, I'd like to thank our photographers. We're not going to be able to see the work if you're watching, but we've had some great photographers here. We have Anya Weddergren, Shutterfly, Benjamin Ma, Regular Man, Sniper, and Masonite Burn. We are back out on the track. Take us out there, Rippy.
And that's in the enabler, wearing the star for Texas, out of the pack very quickly. Streak wearing the star for Magic and comes out of the pack also, ready to engage with the pack. The enabler makes it through. We will look for the jam ref getting a little bit of... Okay, so 4 total for the enabler, and so that'll put them 1 point beneath the century mark.
Tapping on the door, look at that. Both teams are kind of 1 point away from milestones, roughly a 3-2 margin. 50-point lead heading into jam number 4 of the second period, jam number 25 of the game.
So we have Dr. Feelgood on the line facing off against On Point. On Point looking for the outside, but getting a hip check there by Tip. Getting tipped by Tip.
I see what you did there. Lead jam for the Misfits. Their first of the period? No, their second of the period.
So Bratz out of the pack now. And Dr. Feelgood also out of the pack.
No, that's their first of the period. There was a no lead jam in jam number 2.
So Magic City at 153, they make it through the pack with 4 points and call off the jam. Texas sitting at 99. We're under 25 and a half minutes left, and this is the second half of game number 15 of the 2018 MRDA Championships.
Out on the jammer line for the Outlaws, we have the Enabler, and for the Misfits, we have Rollamite.
Ooh, lots of bumping around in there. Oh, both jammers really close, but it looks like, oh, the enabler is lead, but Rolomite getting a little hip check there. And the enabler going to call it off before Rolomite can make it through.
So nothing.
Nothing. Goose eggs.
Our second scoreless jam of the half, our fourth of the game.
So Dr. Feelgood facing off against Kendall Smash. Oh.
Low block is the call on red number 9, Rhino. Rhino to the Rydell penalty box.
Yes.
Lead jam picked up by Kendall Smash. Teams alternating leads the last 4 jams.
Oh. I'm sorry, that was just such a nice way to fall on someone.
Start pass for the red team. New jammer is number 86. Buster.
Mm-hmm.
Second time the star has been passed to Buster. Buster picked up the star in jam number 2, the jam without a lead jammer that went the full 2 minutes.
So Kendall Smash feeling a lot of that defense and deciding to call that off. Buster unable to put any points on the board for Texas that go around. It's just hovering. Texas is just hovering right at that century mark.
Wait for it.
We really want them to get over that century mark.
Some jumping jacks going on out on the 5-stride jammer line.
It's really nice to see, some high spirits out there.
These teams have given it their all. They've come a long
really
way to be
have.
here at the championships. Fantastic
Yes.
skating. Even the 11-12 game went right down to the wire this
I know.
morning. Just really impressed with all the skating. We've got a jammer cut and a lead jam to Texas. So take us out there, Rippy.
The enabler, that's the enabler with lead and the star. Yes, with the star, of course, because he has lead. And control of the track on the power jam. Streak, trying to make that apex jump, didn't quite land it in bounds, and picked up the cut track. So 3 points put on the board there by the enabler before calling it off, and so that does put Texas over the century mark there at 102. Magic City at 155. We're just a little bit over 22 minutes left in the second half of game number 15.
Number 151, the enabler, has jammed 3 times in the last 5 jams and is 3 for 3 on the jammer line for
Wow.
Texas.
Really a strong jammer. This is Dr. Feelgood. Of course, Streak still wearing the star coming out of the penalty box in about 20 seconds. So Dr. Feelgood able to pick up lead jammer.
First time this period that either team has strung 2 lead jam together, the call. Got an illegal procedure being relayed on the infield. Maybe someone left the penalty box early. We might be seeing someone sit an additional 30 seconds in that penalty box. Eagle eye on that penalty tracker on the infield.
So Dr. Feelgood finally makes it through. Does put up 5.
Forearm penalty called on yellow, number 37. That's Beastie making his way to the Rydell penalty box. So distinct penalty advantage now for Texas. This is the medicine they need. Time to mount a comeback. Let's go Outlaws. Yeehaw!
So Streak slow to get up, but looked like it just was waiting for the call there. Pops up off the track. Oh, just a cluster of bodies there on the far straightaway. Looks like Streak does make it through.
Yeah, star stash. Helmet cover in hand gets through, and the jam gets called before there can be any more mustard on the board. Look at that. All aces and 5s. 4 aces and 2 5s. Great
Bobby
poker
plays
hand.
cards, y'all. Yeah, Bobby plays cards.
I don't play, but I understand cards. I'm too penurious to gamble my money, but I love the game.
You could gamble buttons. You'll be fine.
And I don't feel like doing the internet stuff where it's free because you're not spending anything, because what was the risk in that? But I like to watch. I don't know. I'm the crazy guy that likes to watch poker on TV. Maybe I can't sleep at night. Meanwhile, take us back out to the track.
So the enabler with the star for Texas out of the pack picks up lead jammer.
This-
Rolomite wearing the star also out of the pack. So go ahead.
This is what I was talking about before. Every other jam, the enablers out there for Texas and getting lead jammer. That's extending it now. 4 times out of the last 7 jams, enabler out there. Every other jam getting lead.
So shutting out Magic City again, the enabler putting 4 on the board, and this is just the way to do it. Just slowly chip away, pick up your lead jammer, put up your points, call it off, and they're keeping the jams moving very quickly, chipping slowly away at this lead.
And the Misfits have not put points on the board since jam number 6. The Outlaws definitely on a roll here. Who do we have on the track?
Rollamite. It's not going to let that happen. Not going to let the lead get chipped away. On the inside, twice leaping the apex, twice landing it. First to pick up lead, second to put up 5 on the board. Dr. Feelgood still not out of the pack for Texas.
You know, I was talking about the enabler doing back-to-back jams. That is holding true just as much for Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Feelgood jammed in jam 4. Dr. Feelgood jammed in jam 6. Dr. Feelgood's doing the even number jams, and the enabler's doing the odd number jams with just slight variation in this here in the second half. It's 2 jammer rotation.
So
for the Outlaws.
Rollamite must have heard us talking and was just like, no, it's not going to happen.
Penalty coming in, multiplayer block. That's number 23. Go so hard to the right L penalty box.
Now Dr. Feelgood does exit the pack. This is the initial pass.
Penalty coming in on the backstretch. It's a forearm and it's on the jammer. A 2-minute jam.
Rollamite picking up the penalty, will head to the right L penalty box. Likewise, just Mike will join it, so that's 2 blockers and the jammer in the penalty box. Power jam for Dr. Feelgood and a distinct track advantage. And you can see with plays like that right there, spinning low on the ground, that Dr. Feelgood is who you want out there for a power jam. Do we know for sure that Dr. Feelgood didn't also take dance lessons? I don't know.
Right. It just doesn't. It doesn't mean that he doesn't. It's just not written in our
it's
cheat
not
sheet.
written in our cheat sheet.
Great work putting together that. A lot of effort went into that by our tournament head announcer, Julia Sleezer, and also who helped him out.
Walken?
I'm drawing a blank.
I can't put words in your mouth. I don't know what they are. I don't know what the words
Hold on,
are.
I'll look at the list and
Yes.
it'll come to me right away.
Okay.
It is Champ Unkind.
Oh, right.
Champ Unkind
Champ.
compiling statistics and personal bits of information, confirming pronouns, making sure that we had the best information possible. We have an official review being requested here by Magic City right now. But yeah, thanks a lot to Champ Unkind and Julia Sleezer. We like to say assistant THA, assistant to the THA,
yes.
is Christopher Walken. Big shout out to him. The rest of the announcers picked for this tournament. Biggie Talls has been helping us out a lot. The King, Beautiful Monstar, Raucous Ron, Go-Go Boots, and Very Cherry. The rest of the announcing crew had a blast working with each and every one of you. Sorry I did not get a call in. There's just too many permutations of the game. We don't all get to call with each other. I was blessed to get to call with you twice this weekend.
I know!
So psyched. Having a great time.
So, okay.
Magic City are looking for a cut call on the Texas Jammer.
All right.
Well said, succinct and brief.
I know. I love it.
Yeah. Nothing more needs to be said by us. Great job here by the production crew, Lane County Concussion Roller Derby, providing most of the technical support for the production here. They have been tremendous hosts here, as have Bridgetown Roller Derby.
Indeed.
Having a fantastic time in Salem. The weather's been amazing.
I know. Amazing, right?
And it's nice to get some of that local Pacific Northwest cuisine. I've been enjoying Mexican food and stuff that you can get in New York City, but they do it better on the West Coast. I'm sorry if I sound like a traitor to my friends in the Northeast, but hey, West Coast Mexican food is better than New York City Mexican
You know what?
food.
We've had all kinds of food here. It's just, they've made us food here in the venue.
Voodoo Donuts by the buckets.
Yes, buckets
Literally.
full of donuts. There's been a consistent food truck here. There is a concession booth.
Yeah, great
We-
barbecued meats,
we
smoked
have
meats.
been well taken care of, I would say, Bobby.
Yeah.
We've been well taken care of.
It's a trend that I've noticed in roller derby over the past couple of years. Leagues taking care of their volunteers, and I want you to know that the volunteers appreciate it.
The Texas blocker did not have position on the jammer. The yellow blocker did not have position on the Texas jammer. There is no cut to call. Magic City will not retain their review.
All right. Official review denied.
So Magic City will lose that official review.
14-13 that last set of whistles. That is an impressive tally of points. 27 points.
All the bodies coming on and off the track. It was really amazing that came out almost.
We had a 26-point jam in jam number in the first half. That was at jam number 5 when the lead was lost and it went the full 2 minutes.
So here's the enabler with a star for Texas again and out as lead jammer. Kendall Smash working hard against that wall of red. Lambo Arfides, typically a jammer, or is a good jammer. Doesn't always play jammer, but out there is the pivot, sort of leading the tripod.
Multiplayer block coming in, now an illegal position coming in. So 2 skaters from the Misfits heading to the penalty box.
The enabler out for 5 points on the board. 25-point differential. This is not huge for 16 minutes left in a half.
Oh, absolutely. Seeding kind of justifying itself,
Right.
although that could be circular logic if you are playing on those. If you're one of these 7 and 8 teams, you have a legitimate claim to 5th place. The winner of this game has a legitimate claim to 5th place. Number 619 to the penalty box for Texas. That's Aquadan.
The enabler out again for another 5. Now, Kendall Smash is out of the pack and eligible to put points on the board. Lead jammer is for Texas, and so the enabler calling that off is able to put an additional 3. Is that?
It's hard to see
Am I
from this
seeing
angle.
it
I'm seeing
is-
2, but I don't know if that wiggly thumb's out there.
We're
Right
gonna say
now,
it's a
scoreboard
total-
saying 22-0.
So we're going to say 22 total on that jam.
Only 13 points separate these 2 teams. Here comes Texas. That's the highest jam of the game for Texas.
So again, this has been really great. So that's Bratz up the outside.
Picking up a penalty. What is that? Do you see the signal?
Oh,
a
it
misconduct
is-
and
yeah.
something. A track cut and a misconduct.
So cut the track, didn't leave the track in enough time.
Or maybe said something choice when he got the cut call.
I think it stayed on the track.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
We'll assume the best.
And yes. But that is Buster wearing the star.
Not a frequent jammer out there. I got to
But-
look at my roster for the number 86.
Did not clear the pack yet. So when
Oh, so no lead yet.
So yeah, he did exit the pack and did pick up lead at that after Bratz had gotten the penalty, and so this could potentially be a game changer for Texas if we can get Buster in and out of the pack.
This
You'll
is
see
the first appearance on the jammer line. Buster did not jam in the first half, unless my
Right.
notes are wrong, which is also possible.
So Buster taking a big hit there, going out of turn number 1 and deciding to call it off. Probably not a bad move.
Wow, 8 points separate the teams.
So Tip will have a seat in the Rydell penalty box. You're going to go look there of everyone. We got a blocker apiece, and of course the jammer Bratz for Magic City.
So since jam number 7, the Outlaws are on a 58-13 run. And all 13 of those points came in one jam, jam number 10, the 2-minute jam.
Yeah, 8 points now. We've seen that's when Texas can get settled.
Back in jam number 5, it was 155-102, a 53-point lead
Yep.
for the Misfits.
Yeah.
Now it is an 8-point lead. Here
Yes.
comes Texas.
So
Big shout out to all the people listening in Texas. Here comes your team. We're glad you're watching.
and of course, so for Texas, they've got a blocker in the box, but they've got some strong ones out there, and they put Dr. Feelgood on
Dr.
the
Feelgood.
line.
Yeah, that's
So for Magic City, they of course have got Streak as the pivot. So in a preparation to receive the star if necessary, there's
yes.
someone out there
Bratz starting in the penalty box, now just out on the track.
Mm-hmm.
And that right out penalty box almost empty. One Texas blocker left, everybody else back on the track. A nice hit by the pivot.
So Dr. Feelgood was out of the pack, did not pick up lead, so it's Bratz out of the penalty box that picks up lead jammer for Magic City.
We had an illegal position called on yellow number 69. That is Christopher Harrell. Fourth penalty.
Dr. Feelgood, one left to beat. Wow. Jumps over kind of.
Forearm coming, and it's on Bratz. This jam will go the full 2 minutes.
Bratz headed back to the Rydell penalty box. That's 3 quick penalties, very fast for
3
Bratz.
jammer penalties in the last 2 jams
Uh,
for the Misfits. They had a double penalty, the cut and the gross misconduct.
Yes.
And then the forearm here. So 3 penalties in the last 2 jams against the Misfits. And lead change just shouted at the top of the lungs by King on the house announce, and he is right.
Yep.
It is a lead change.
Texas up now.
Illegal position called on yellow number 19. That's Streak.
Want to give a shout out to Rhino. Rhino, if you just watch number 9 in the red jersey there, is just always prepped and ready to take a blocker out of the way of his jammer. Oh, Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah, spinning move out there. Gets up, keeps skating. I thought for sure we'd see a call off there from his knees at the apex, but no, he's not done.
It is legal for, if you.
We couldn't see a call off. It was a 2-minute jam. He didn't have lead.
That's right. So in case you're new or maybe you don't watch Derby a lot online, you can put one hand down outside of bounds, and that's what Dr. Feelgood was doing. His knee did hit the boundary line, but then the 2 blockers came in front of him so he could enter behind them. So it was just really great awareness on his part to know who was in front of him, who was the one blocking him out. Just understanding all of that. It's very fast.
Timeout Orlando after this lead change. They want to regroup, and I don't blame them. This is Orlando's second timeout. No, only their first. Yeah, Orlando did not stop the clock at all. Texas only stopped the clock once. We only had 1 official timeout in the first half. Only 2 stoppages of play in the first half.
Right.
Already in the second half, we've had 3.
Yeah. So that's fairly typical. You want to control the clock here. And we only got a little bit of time over 11 minutes. So we're right at 11 minutes left in the second half. It's a championship game.
We got some penalty trouble.
Yes, we do.
You want to take a look at that, or do we have time? Team skating back out. But let's show
officials
them Magic
are
City.
still-
Show them Magic City. That's where the penalty trouble mostly lies.
So yeah.
Look at all that orange.
Right. We were talking about how they space them out, and unfortunately, they have spaced them out so that many people have 5 or 6. So it's not. They have spaced them out well.
The enabler out on the line for Texas, no surprise there. And Rulamite out on the line for Magic City, no surprise there either. Both teams coming out with some of their power jammers.
So everybody just piling up there. Everybody fell into the infield, just everyone.
Mainstay jammers on the line. Let's do it. And Texas gets it.
I'm telling you, when the pack has a little bit of space in it, the enabler is really able to find that space.
Texas is the 7th seed. It feels like it would be an upset, but Texas is actually the 7th seed. Forearm penalty called on the pivot, so Texas is going to be pivotless. High block now called.
That is Pound Town, unfortunately, with 5 penalties.
And this high block is on number 505.
And that makes 6.
Ooh, don't do that.
6 for side of sausage. Now the enabler is out and puts 5 on the board. Rolamite also out of the pack.
About
now
5 strides behind.
Eligible for points. We've only got 2 Texas blockers on the track and 4.
Oh, what an apex
Misfits.
lead.
Oh, and Rolamite, again, one of those players that can just make incredible. We've already seen him make incredible apex leads.
Enabler gives a look like he's going to call it off and does. He had thoughts initially maybe of fighting through that pack again, but after being forced to the infield and seeing Rolamite approach, says Valor, and better part of discretion.
Also seeing teammates out of the box being released.
Yeah.
Everybody's back on the track now. The Rydell penalty box is empty for the moment.
We still have the lead. Let's keep it that way.
So Again, side of sausage for Texas has 6 penalties. On Magic City side, Becker, number 12, has 6 penalties. So those are the 2 players that are, need to really super keep things under control if they make it out of the track.
Now, timeout Texas, they're second. And, a lot more stoppage of play in the second half, which we could expect when a game this close. That's why they hang on to their timeouts, is because they need them for times like this.
And if you notice, they replaced side of sausage there. They took side of sausage off. Side of sausage.
Hold the sausage.
6. Right. We're holding the sausage on this sandwich.
On the ketchup
because
and the
of
mustard.
The 6 penalty situation, yes. I don't know if I want ketchup and mustard on my sausage. That's kind of gross.
Yeah, pickles and onions.
Maybe on sausage, yeah. Maybe mustard on sausage. I don't know about ketchup on
There you
sausage.
go.
Sounds kind of weird.
Peppers and onions.
Peppers and onions would be good on sausage.
Meanwhile, now I'm getting hungry. Who do we have out on the
I'm
track?
starving. Thanks, Bobby. Okay, so that's Dr. Feelgood wearing the star for Texas and Kendall Smash. Back on the line for Magic City, and it's Kendall Smash that picks up Lee Jammer.
Teams alternating lead the last 4 jams.
So there is only a 10-point differential here between these 2 teams. Kendall Smash coming into the pack and picks up a cut track.
This jam will go the full 2.
And this time, Kendall Smash quickly getting off the track.
Our third 2-minute jam in the last 6 jams. Our 6th of game, 4th of the half.
Dr. Feelgood really can get low to the ground, as you'll see there. Just almost skating on his heels, gets around all of those defenders, gets out of the pack. Again, not eligible for lead, but going to try to keep... Oh, my goodness. Sorry about that, the sound effects. Going to try to keep the Texas lead as the clock clicks down. Dr. Feelgood through for another 5. Kendall Smash now released from the Rydell penalty box, engaging with the pack.
Rydell penalty box empty. We have a 5-on-5 action out there.
Dr. Feelgood 4 this time. Here comes Kendall Smash, working hard against Rhino. I believe that's Lambo Orfides at the front there of that pack.
This is a scoring pass, right? Because lead jam,
yes
correct.
Mm-hmm.
That had been the lead had been established, and it was on a scoring pass that the cut was picked up.
And looked like had a ghost point there.
So that first scoring pass, was collected.
Oh, my goodness.
Had already picked up the point for passing Feelgood before the track cut was made, and so that's why that was a 5-point pass.
Dr. Feelgood picks up 4 points there, and that jam comes to a close. We're under 8 minutes.
Wow,
And
Texas at the 2-century mark. Yeah.
Texas just came
Yeehaw.
out of nowhere. Yeehaw, yeah,
Yeah.
you can say yeehaw.
All right. And the seating calculator looks like Nostradamus right now. People who did the seating are sitting there smugly saying,
See what I mean? Yeah.
Though I still maintain, as Biggie Talls points out, the winner of this game has a legitimate claim to 5th place. I will not deny them that.
Right.
Just because they were scheduled earlier. Take us out to the track.
Outside, that streak, just if that lane opened up and their streak, and oh no.
Penalty coming in.
That was Pound Town's penalty. That puts Pound Town at 6. The enabler wearing the star for Texas is out of the pack, but Streak putting 4 on the board. They are racing around trying to catch this quick pack. The enabler on the outside picks up
we got
4.
A track cut coming in on red, number 619, only the 3rd.
So the jam called off there. 8 put up by Magic City, 4 by Texas. Now Texas with 2 blockers in the box. Magic City with 1 blocker in the box.
Leading by a dozen with half a dozen left on the clock. Half a dozen minutes. Shot of the penalty box showing you that each team has their pivot there. Also Texas with 1 blocker, so a slight back advantage. But there are as many referees as skaters when we start this next set of whistles. They won't do one-on-one. They can't, but they could if they have the numbers for it.
They do. So just an amazing Streak was able to really just pull all the blockers to one side by kind of, pushing on that side and creating the pressure there, and then that lane just opened up, and he just saw it and was able to take it. Just really outstanding move, and able to pull himself back from the pack to pick up that lane.
Interesting
So
move here.
fast.
This is Texas's last team timeout. They do still have their official review left,
They
but
do.
there is a good amount of time left on the clock. There's 6 minutes and change left on the clock, and they are only leading by a dozen. So they must have had something that they really needed to address there to have spent their last team timeout in that situation.
Okay, so this is something probably that Texas had to think about a little bit. This is Lambo Arfides on the line. Rolomite with the star for Misfits. Rolomite out of the pack, picks up lead jammer. The reason I said they had to think about Lambo Arfides is because Lambo
Penalties.
Arfides has 4 penalties.
Yep.
It's not because he's not a great jammer.
That lead jam for Jacksonville is their 3rd in a row and 4th out of the last 5. Although 2 of those they've lost lead, and jams ended up going 2.
So 2 blockers for Texas, 1 blocker for Misfits in the box. Lambo Arfides trying to get through the pack on a scoring pass. Rolomite has already picked up 4. Yes, 4.
Jones released from the penalty box for Texas, so now Texas back at full strength at number 151 released. That's Mr. released for Magic City, so they're back at full strength. We have 80 wheels all crammed into that space. Try it for the Apex lead, foiled.
Was able to pick up 1 there, slid in
No
1.
penalties
so
assessed. I guess they don't think that the skater initiated to block or that the skater was illegally blocked while they were
Right,
in midair.
right.
No call there.
They are, if they're in the air, they're considered where they took off, right? So
A dozen
absolutely
points
well
there
called.
on the board, closing that gap. Now Magic City
5-point
up over the
game.
2-century mark. Only
So-
5 points separating these teams. Texas out of timeouts. Who's on the jammer line? Who do you think? Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood and Streak again watching the outside lane, taking that outside lane. Dr. Feelgood unable to contend with the Misfits right now. Streak on the inside. I don't even think
Untouched.
people noticed him. I don't even
Untouched.
think anyone noticed he was there.
So
And he just made that up.
Jacksonville taking a page out of the Texas
And
playbook.
we're tied.
Putting back to having their jammer skate every other jam. This is Streak's 2nd time on the jammer line in 3 jams, and both times picking up lead. And as you said, we're about to have a lead change
We
on this set of
did.
passes.
We did just have a lead change.
Set of lead change
Streak has
already
put 10
happened.
points on the board. Dr. Feelgood unable to pick up any. Streak with a total of 12 points on that jam. That puts Magic City at 216, Texas at 209. 4 minutes left in the second half.
Back-to-back 12-point jams by Jacksonville. Can I get a Duval?
So just want to point out, Magic City, 1, 2, 3, 4 players with 5 penalties, 1 player with 6.
Oh, and that's going to come into play. You know your overtime rules? I do.
I do know my
Good.
overtime rules.
That would be so fun. What a way to go out. More about that later. Who's on the
Yes.
jammer line right now?
Right now, we have the Enabler facing off against Kendall Smash. Kendall Smash getting driven into the infield. The Enabler around on one skate. No, but it looks like Smash. Kendall Smash.
Smash.
Okay.
That is 5
so
in a row. 6 of the last 7 lead jams have gone to Jacksonville.
I don't think the Enabler was trying to do that. Yeah. Okay. So that was. Looks like the Enabler was trying to did in fact knock Kendall Smash out of the pack and turned around to drag him backwards and realized, oh hey, I'm also behind the pack. So he got through the pack.
2 Jacksonville blockers in the box now. 1 Texas blocker in the box. We're back to as many skaters as refs on the track for the next set of whistles. Is that a not? Is that another scoreless jam? Our 3rd of the half?
We are having some discussion, so let's make sure
Wait
before we
for
call it out to
Wait
our
for it.
viewers.
I do have erasable ink.
And it looks like it's going to remain 0-0 on that jam.
0-0. Our 3rd scoreless jam of the game, and our 3rd of the half, and our 5th of the game.
Oh, Rolomite wearing the star for the Misfits is driven to the infield. Dr. Feelgood wearing the star for Texas, getting drugged way behind that 5-stride jammer line. And it's Rolomite out as lead jammer for the Misfits. Dr. Feelgood also out of the pack.
This is a track cut coming in right in front of us. Beastie, number 37 for Jacksonville.
Bodies getting released from the Rydell penalty box, entering the track. Rolomite picking up 4 on that pass. Dr. Feelgood also 4. 7 points between these two teams.
Look at all these lead jams in a row for Jacksonville.
And Rolomite
1, 2, 3, 4,
spinning
5.
around, picking up another 4.
6 lead jams in a row for Jacksonville. And that's why they're back in the lead.
Dr. Feelgood engaging with the pack, finds a way on the outside, is through.
Minute left in the jam, and
4-4.
just less than a minute left in the jam, barely a minute left in the game. We will possibly have one other jam. Texas can't stop the clock. Oh, they can. They have their
Magic.
official review yet. Texas
Yes.
could
Yes,
use
yes,
their
yes.
official review
Right.
to stop the clock and get another jam in.
So Rolomite going to come through again for another pass, trying to get a big buffer of points there, but Dr. Feelgood on the track as well.
Track cut.
Is able to, track cut picked up by Rolomite.
This will go the full 2 minutes.
It will. Now Dr. Feelgood only has about 13 seconds left for this, and that will
So it'll
lead
start as a power jam.
start for
Yeah,
Texas.
power start.
Texas now looking around the Texas bench, thinking who are we going to put out there to
Oh,
run
look at this.
jam?
13 points each. No. Oh, my goodness.
2-point game and an official review called by Texas.
I wonder if it's a legitimate official review or just stopping the clock, using it as a timeout. Down by 2. Down by 4. Scoreboard adjustment. 18 to 15. 33 points put on the board.
There you go. Still, depending on the team, the groups that we put out on the track right now, I just want to point out that Misfits have 2 blockers in the, one blocker and the jammer in the Rydell penalty box. They have 2 players with 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players with 5 penalties just for Magic City. 2 players on Texas with 6 penalties apiece. So
Each team has 2 apiece. The referees are conferring, so it's not something that's just being used as a timeout. Texas has a legitimate official review that requires the referees to confer. And while they are conferring,
that was the rolling whistle.
I want to say that it has been my pleasure to announce what has been my final game of 2018 as announcer. Bobby Narco's 2018 Super Spectacular Roller Derby
Super
Roadshow
spectacular.
comes to a close. I will be producing the championship game, but this is my last time on the mic, and I'm honored to share this call with you.
I'm honored to share it with you.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I've seen you at so many tournaments. It's great to be on the last call for your year.
All right, we have the head. No, thought they were reaching for the mic.
So 1 blocker apiece per team, but of course the jammer for Misfits in the penalty box.
Yeah, power start. It looks
There you
like
get
it
a good
was
look at
just
the
used
penalty
as a
box, yes.
timeout, and they gave him the full 60 seconds of timeout.
So of course, Texas has chosen to put the Enabler, one of their best performing jammers, out on the jammer line for the power
It's
start.
4-point game.
Nice. Oh my gosh! And the Enabler out of the pack picks up lead jammer.
1 score, and now the jammer's out of the penalty box, so
yes,
it'll only be a
yes.
4-point pass. And goes flying into that pack. Is
Oh
that
my
a back
goodness.
block?
Oh, everybody's in so fast, but they both get driven out of bounds.
No whistles. Now the Rydell penalty box is empty. We're at full strength. And as soon as I say that, a failure to reform penalty sends somebody to that Rydell penalty box.
And the Enabler through the pack
That's a lead change.
picks up 5. It is a lead change.
Got that jammer point
The
somehow.
period clock has expired.
Start pass yellow, and the jam is called
And
off.
the jammer's gone.
Oh, who got
Oh.
the star? 5-1-5.
Oh, my God.
Oh, what a way to
Wow.
say goodbye to 2018. 9 points on the board. Texas
Oh my God.
takes it 2:36. Wait, Orlando still has their. No, Orlando lost their official review. Nothing Orlando could do about it. So, 5-point victory. They have to wait the requisite 30 seconds, but Orlando can't call an official review. They lost theirs after jam number 10. So, for all intents and purposes, this is a 236 to 231 point game.
Yes.
Final. Texas, the number 7,
wow,
beats Magic City, the number 8 seed. You could call it 7th, 8th. You could call it 5th and 6th. We can't call it anything, but great game. Yeah, we can't call it anything but great.
It just both teams were going down at several points and just like fought their way back.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, the ship is sinking, but they didn't give up. They fought through it all the way till the end.
And so, just because it's fun for me, I'm going to show you these penalties again. So, we did have one ejection here. Pound Town ended up with 6 penalties for side of sausage for Texas. But I want to show you what happened. I believe some of the story for the Misfits is here. And you can see how many people are in penalty trouble as we're getting close to the end of the game. It's just a lot of players in penalty trouble there. So that did, I think, affect the gameplay. Here you're getting to see Texas take the victory lap.
I got some final stats for you in the second half in terms of lead jams, tied up 10-10. There with no lead, that was jam number 2 with no score. That was jams number 1, 5, and 19. 2-minute jams were not jams 2, 10, 13, and 20. So total lead jams, Outlaws had 19, Misfits had 21. 3-star passes for the Outlaws, 2-star passes for the Misfits. And then in terms of jammer penalties, only 1 jammer penalty in the second half for the Outlaws. And it shows in the outcome.
Yes.
They ended up with a total of 7. There were 6 jammer penalties for the Misfits in the second half. They only had 2 in the first half, so that kind of flip-flopped.
Right.
They ended up with 8. So total jammer penalties, Outlaws 7, Misfits 8. And shows in the closeness of the score. Incredible game.
So, as you know, for those of you watching on the feed, we like to do an interview after each game.
Yeah, who do we have? We have Boots is going to do the interview, right?
Go-Go Boots is going to do the interview. Now, the question is...
Whom? Was the skater that was planned fouled out?
No, I believe the skater that was planned was injured.
Oh.
And so we
stand
will
by.
see.
Yeah. Got a surprise interview coming up.
I think we certainly have an interview. Who we are going to get to interview might be a little bit different than what we had originally anticipated. But we do like to interview people from the team so you can get a perspective on what it's like to be a skater out here at these championship games. Very high level. Everyone playing really well. We've seen a lot of good games, Bobby.
Oh my goodness, we have.
Very close games. This one being one of the greatest so far this
tournament. These two teams met previously, actually, back at the Midwest Brouhaha on June 3rd, 2019. The outcome of that, Texas won 245 to 202. So Texas again prevails, but by a much closer margin.
Right. Don't get distracted by the food behind us.
or by the king's shiny jacket. Take a look at my fancy stitch work that was done by Left Turn Clothing.
Nice?
I feel like a sportscaster.
Yes. You look like a sportscaster.
Oh, thank you.
And, so we're going to wait for our interviews to happen.
Boots is down there.
And, but before we go to the interview, let me just remind everybody of our sponsors.
Yeah, great idea.
And so we are sponsored by 5 Stride, Rydell,
Hooray.
Apex Wellness Center, Vault 31, Southside Speakeasy, Left Turn, Hit This, Motoskates, and Umpqua Bank. Let me also say that Southside Speakeasy will be hosting our after party. So if you're in the area, we would love to have you there.
Hang out with some cool people.
It is, in fact, on 3529 Fairview Industrial Drive, Southeast.
All right, we got the skater lined up. It is number 22 on the yellow team. That is On Point. Let's see what Go-Go Boots has to say with On Point.
Okay, let's turn it over to Go-Go Boots.
From the Magic City Misfits, You guys have had an amazing weekend, some very, very close games. What do you think your team will be taking away from this weekend?
I think what we're going to be taking away from is actually teamwork. We've been around for a while, as well as you guys know, and we've had our ups and downs. And this weekend was our best weekend. We were all family. We know that. Some of us have been here 8, 9 seasons, and that's it, teamwork. So I'm happy. We're all happy. Yeah, we wanted to beat Texas, but if you guys know, half of Texas was Misfits at first. So that was a really, really tough game for us because we're basically going against our family. Yeah. But it works.
It's always hard to go against family, and everyone was amazing on track. Have you had a favorite game to watch this weekend?
My favorite game to watch, everybody was actually really good. Everybody was close. Yeah. So I can't really say I got a favorite because everybody across the board did great. Yeah.
We've had absolutely phenomenal games this weekend.
Best champs yet. No drama.
You hear it here first. Best champs yet. We have another game coming up. I'm going to let you sit down to have a cheer with everyone. I'm Go-Go Boots. We have So Disco, A New World Order coming right up.